Well, good afternoon. We actually made a video a little after 8 o'clock this morning, but there were some issues that came up with that recording, and we decided to make another one at this point in time. In that recording, we talked about an update for what's happening with Vision for True Vision of Peace, and we're going to continue and redo that video with, again, 6 of us, 3 ladies and, is that right? Yeah, 3 ladies and 3 men. And the ambassador will kick it off, and I'll let you take over, sir, and guide us in this second recording of the day.
We have one of the viewers again. Sorry that we had to redo the thing one more time, but that's life sometimes. We have to. I wanted to give you some short updates here concerning to the page. I want the people to again. Put on the focus on the page. We're taking the baby steps forward and moving in the right direction, okay? And we're gonna have some announcement coming up about the big event. And basically, so please keep yourself updated on the page. We have some special guests also that's coming to the event. I will be traveling to basically engage with people around the world, both family and other dignitaries, and try to join the battle for setting humanity free, both against financial tyranny and also the war on ignorance has to continue. And for everyone that I have not unfortunately been able to reach that wants to join the battle, both from family sides and other politicians or distinguished guests or religious leaders, please feel free to contact us on our page so that we can make that connection that we need to do to reach the goals that we need to do. It's very important to be inclusive. We had this discussion earlier today about including people. Even the wicked people has to be included and try to be working together to be reprogrammed or re-educated or repurposed inside the system. We cannot just get rid of a problem. We need to engage the problem and solve it. And we need to keep the focus on what keep ourselves, in common and not just looking at what always divides us. And it's very easy to find the problems with people, but it's very hard to find the good things with people. We can see that always, how people always want to aggress and attack other people, and instead of trying to find the good things with what people try to say and do, okay? So for me, it's very important to push forward this agenda, and the agenda is unification and world peace, and the peace within, and that's where all things start. That's the biggest struggle, is a struggle within. And so I want people to keep that focus, and then we're going to be able to do the inner work and then also the outer work and transform this planet into where it needs to be. I want to also talk with, just let Gwen give an update. Basically, she's also setting up workshops that relates to assist people with project, how to make project plans and business plans and things, how to help to empower people and different ways to make an effort to change humanity. We have a team of people that works with that, and we're going to put this announcement on the page. Maybe she can tell you a bit more about that. Okay.
Hello, thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Ron, for hosting this update. Yes, if you go to True Vision of Peace, you'll find the workshops links listed there, or you can go to medicinehorsevillage.com and click the workshop link. But our workshops will be online, so it's available for a low cost to anyone globally who wants to do a project. We will also have follow-up online help available after the workshops to go over your project proposals or your business plans so that all the criteria is met, so those can be submitted for project funding. And we're really looking forward to working with people in realizing their, from the point of imagining your project to actually walking through the process and giving you the tools to be able to do that in a good way with support and with the hope that humanity is the benefactor of all that hard work. So yeah, you can find out about that at medicinehorsevillage.com. Click the workshop link.
Very good, and I think it's important to say that I think that that it's important to help people to find the power within themselves and the true potential. This is the problem. People doesn't see their own true potential, and this is what we need to do to try to empower people. And it's very important to put the focus on what we need to focus, and that's actually about empowering each other. Money is just an instrument, okay? It's not something to be worshipped. It's not the most important thing. I know that many people doesn't agree with me on that because they think that money is it's all about the money, and for the people that has that type of limited what's called viewpoint of the world, it might be that reality for you now in the goldfish ball, but basically at this point of time we want to try to create a new fish ball basically with a new consciousness. And I will just go a little bit into more about that image a little bit later. And on the side of we had unfortunately some other updates with other people, and since this group, the Yes Ladies and Dave Smith was then, and all these things is basically now not working out the way that we were planning. Unfortunately, I think that we need to come back to that at a later stage. And just wanted to give this information that yes, we had something that we were doing a program, and unfortunately we cannot view that at this point of time. We have to find some other solution to that and give more instructions about that at a later time. On the side of also Jace was giving some statements about the Gideonites, and that also was unfortunately the same situation. So she will probably give an update about that later through the for the ones that is following the Gideonite groups, that they can get their inspiration from there. Since the Gideonite movement also is a separate entity from the True Vision of Peace, it's two different bodies, and has nothing to do with each other. So even though that we are both brothers and sisters to each other in many ways, then we are supporting each other, but still it's two different animals and two different creations. And so, working with two different objects, but the common goal thing is to create a better planet. And that I think we need to all unify to do. And we have to accept each other's religious opinions, how, even how extreme that might be from each other point of views, we have to respect it. I mean, we have fundamentalist people from all forms of faiths, and we have extremists from all forms of faiths, and we have liberals from all forms of faiths too. Now, True Vision of Peace is how to unite all of them to find the common grounds and work together. And so it's not in any way that I'm gonna, talk like that. I'm on a higher ground than anyone else. I don't believe so. I think I'm still learning, and I think it's important that we work together, basically to try to find a solution to get a better planet. Okay, and also, Crystal, maybe you could give some fast updates with how everything goes on the web page.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be talking about the True Vision of Peace and what we are coming up with you. Day by day, we've been working flat out, coming up with the things to come and the events that we are putting together so we can then build a better world on this planet. We are coming up with more and more material and content daily, but you don't see them being published fast enough, and I apologize on that. And we are actually deliberating and discussing what's best to put out. On that direction, I would like to say that just bear with us as we go along. I just want you to know that we are working flat out, our team here, our little team here. We have things coming up soon. If you look at the Voice of the Dragon page, and I'm sure you're looking at it before, and you see that there's not much things going on there yet, but we have in the pipeline coming up with snippets of conversation in our regular meeting that we're going to record that prompts the ambassador to spill out pearls of wisdom and some important information that we, the team, can actually share with you. And we are also getting our eloquent team member, Reverend Radagast, to write newsletter-style reports in the production line to accompany the MP3s here. So watch this space, folks, especially this page titled "The Voice of the Dragon." And not only that, we are also talking about doing an official launching, and that will be coming up soon. Although I can't speak much about what has been discussed because it's still in the pipeline. But what we have, I can tell you briefly, is that we are thinking of this direction. How, as what Bishop Swing of the United Religions Initiative had put it to the United Nations when he was getting funding to start the United Religions Initiative. He said, you want to unite nations. You can't unite nations if you can't unite its people first. So then, if that's the case, would we then just stop and think about how we can unite the people, how best to unite the people? To unite the people is to unite their religions, right? So this is what the True Vision of Peace is thinking, that, okay, to start off with, we're going to, call a meeting of the heads and leaders of the various faiths and religions and traditions to come together and let's do a dialogue. So that will be part of the program in our official launching, apart from the other things that we have up our sleeves, which is yet to be reviewed step by step, folks. So bear with us. And also the other thing that I would like to say is, now, I think it will come later. I'm sorry to take up so much of the time now. I have to let the ambassador now get another person to speak on our progress. Thank you.
I also wanted to state something that is very important here, that we're not trying to unify religions to create a new religion. Right. What we want to do is to find a common ground, basically, where we can unify in an opinion and leave each other alone. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most important thing. We don't want to conquer other religions. We don't want to conquer people. We want to conquer their hearts and minds to do the right thing for humanity, and to find common grounds within each other, and keep the focus on working on what we unify our religions and our beliefs. And as humans, we all shed the same color of blood. So we need to basically try to learn off that and not try to fight division. I think the problem that the world has been trying to do is trying to integrate everyone into their way of living. Mm-hmm. Why should we not be inclusive instead? And that's why we need to start to doing, is to learn to become inclusive and not basically integrate people or convert people or traumatize people. We have done that too much already for the last 2,000 years. And I think it's time to do some change. And it's good to get inspiration from people like, people with a lot of experience from the past and trying to unify things and bring it to the next level of basically making the thing work and getting the thing working in the proper way that we can all unify and basically find common grounds and and basically be inclusive and not try to integrate them. Now maybe people can say, oh, the ambassador repeating himself over and over again, but I have to do it sometimes, unfortunately, because otherwise maybe I don't come out clear. Okay. On the side here we have also Radagast, if you could please, what we will do is that you will do a program basically, and maybe Ron can also do that later when he feels that he has time to do it, to basically give an update a little bit in the way of understanding certain things in relation to things that maybe was lost today, and to try to enlighten the people in a way that they could get a better consciousness of it. So please, in the newsletter, I want you to share some of the things that actually I talked about that was disappeared today. Mm-hmm. So that, because I don't have, unfortunately, time to repeat, because we have already spent the program with Dave Smith and the Yes Ladies was basically over an hour program. that is basically lost. So I think that could be good if you could give some form of understanding of that and what was being said there, in the teaching, because I think there was a lot of the teachings there that needed to be brought forward. And I know that many of other things probably will be repeated on Dave Smith's program too, and the stories from China and so on and so on. So, but it's sad that it's like that, but what can we do, unfortunately? If you just give some short and fast explanation about your newsletter that you're planning to do.
Well, the newsletter, I've composed a newsletter for review, but we haven't had a chance to review it yet. And it's really just a summation of projects, the spirit of the team, how we're working together. We will all see it. Actually, once we're done with this Zoom meeting, I'll be able to share it with people. But hopefully, with a little editing, we could have it up tonight. Might have to add some more. Right now, it's one page. I kept it at one page. If it has to go to two, we can go to two. I would like to comment, especially around, with unifying religion. I feel like we can all work together. We don't have to pray together. Prayer is I feel is a private thing. And, so rather than worrying about what are the words to our prayers, we can just, a new kind of prayer can be the work that we do. And that is beyond religion, that rises above religion. So we can unify in doing God's work without having to talk about just what God is or how we relate to it. I really believe that's an intimate and private discussion for people and their God. Even if we all share the same God, it's just like all of us, all five of us relate to you, the ambassador, but we might all have a slightly different take on who you are and who we think you are. Well, and meanwhile, you're a lot more knowable than God is. So it should be pretty obvious that, it's just, the unity is through our common work. And then also with the goldfish, living in a bowl, it's time to jump out of the bowl and into a lake or a pond, a real organic. Oh, here, I think it's going to come. There we go. Don't jump into another bowl. Jump into your organic milieu. Jump into a lake. Jump into a pond. Might there be some bigger fish? Yeah, there might. But this is, that's what it's about. You either get the bowl or you get the real world. So that's the choice, I feel, the bowl or the real world. There will be no rapture.
Waiting to be raptured like this goldfish here.
Yeah.
If I may add, since Radaga's talking about the cartoons and the picture says 1,000 words. So instead of the team working flat out writing word after word, we might just flash some cartoons and some pictures that the ambassador is so fond of. And we will try to get, of course, the copyrights and all that straightened out before we can use it on our web pages. And watch out for that space, folks. Thank you.
Yeah. Now we have some talented, people that artists around us, and they make some very nice paintings and cartoons and stuff like that. And I would really, like to share that, because it's a lot of freedom. Thinking the form of art that they're doing, and quite inspiring, and it's exposing. And I think that that should be done. And I hope that people are not going to start aggressing on me because my ambassador is promoting cartoons that is offending people and stuff like that. But that drama is, I think, is a little bit overplayed, and we should stop living in that type of nonsense world. But I think it's important to, put the focus on the right thing. And, it's like I always said, that it's impressive to change an extremist into something positive, or a wicked man into be good. And the main thing is, like, we have to learn here, like Ron was saying, that he was fighting these negative forces. And, he learned how to embrace it. I think that it's not about embracing it. It's basically just accepting it exists and learn how to live with it. And that's the thing here. I mean, people can be surrounded with demons and jinns and other entities, but if you leave them alone, they maybe leave you alone too. And that's the type of coexistence that we need to learn to deal with, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And also, actually, normally people doesn't aggress on you unless you aggress on them. And to look at the history of the United States, for example, I mean, the 300 years of existence is 12 years that you guys were not in war. And the rest of the time you were aggressing on humanity. And just after the Second World War, you killed over 30 million people. And, you know, it's a death cult. And, you know, basically then we are, you know, you pinpointing the fingers claiming that people are terrorists. I mean, you should reflect on yourself in the mirror. Now people say, oh, the ambassador, he's anti-American. No, I'm anti-stupid. And the thing is this way is that let's try to keep the focus on reality. The reality, all form of aggression is retarded. All form of, you know, this type of things is just, you know, stupidity. This is why when I talk about the war on ignorance, we need to stop all these bullshit things. And we were talking earlier today about animal rights, okay? And the butchering of animals, and that it was inhumane, okay, to kill animals. You know, to kill anyone is, by my opinion, incorrect. But you know, to kill people is very humane because that's the only thing humans do is killing each other. So you know, we should use some word. You know, we are the only ones that basically doesn't contribute at all to the ecosystem. And you know, when basically we had the Chernobyl, basically the world had a chance to rebuild itself. And you look at the dilemma, you know, the DMZ zone in between North and South Korea is the only place where we find, you know, Korean tigers roaming around and other eco things in peace, because the humans leave them alone because there is too many mines and other problems. You know, so they live more comfortable with the mines and other problems than they do with humans. It's just a little bit more about us than it does anything about the animals. We should learn to respect the animals, and I believe that the reason why we traumatize our animals so much in the butchering industry that we are doing is the reason why we're also having so much fear and aggression. And this fear and aggression is transformed through the blood and through the stress that the animals having before they're being butchered, and it's coming into us, and that's why we're so wicked. So we should think about what we're eating, and also we should put some stress on the world communities to basically try to keep the animals with more respect and basically be correct, okay?
Yes. Okay. Oh, Ron, your mic is not on.
I'm clicking it up on the screen instead of down at the bottom of the thing, and I'm wondering why it's not going on. It's back on.
I've done that.
And Mr. Ambassador, you did not give Natalia a chance to say anything. Now, I don't know if she even wants to say anything, but I want to give her that opportunity if she wants it. Natalia, do you want to share anything at all with us right now? I'm not even sure she's, oh, there she is.
Thank you for being so kind to me. Well, I didn't have the opportunity today to be on the video, on your long video. Well, I think many things already people have said. The only thing I want to add, as I wanted to say this before, we are a new mission and we have a very good intention to help the humanity and to cure the world. So I just want to ask those people who still care and who still have a little hope that there is a change for the better. Please don't think that this is just another mission. Don't think that we are just talking here. We are for actions, and soon you will see those actions. So just I want to ask everyone, pay attention to upcoming videos, and I'm sure that together we will have a huge change in the future. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Natalia. And I just want to close with a few words that we are actually, you know, all that we're doing, we're trying to move from the old paradigm of competition to the new paradigm of cooperation. It's hard to learn to cooperate when we've been saddled with the mindset of I'm the only one that's right. If we're going to come from a place of I'm right, and if you don't agree with me, you're wrong, we're not going to achieve peace very easily. We have to come from a place of love and being willing to accept one another where we are as best we can. It's a challenge. It's not easy. We have to do a lot of inner work to get there. And doing the inner work will enable us to do the outer work that needs to be done in achieving an atmosphere of cooperation, an atmosphere of understanding, an atmosphere of just compassion for one another, and recognizing that we've all been in ignorance at one point in our life. We've all been at a place where we really didn't have any answers. And we've all been in a place where we believed what other people told us, only to discover later down the stream that what we were told was not exactly the truth. So I thank each of you for participating. I did not know I was going to be doing 2 videos today in the same day with the same group of people minus 1 plus 1. But that's the way it worked out. And may God bless each of you that are here on the panel with me, and also all of you that choose to listen to this video. May we all learn to work together. Mr. Ambassador, you wanted to say something else in closing?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm still going out on my journey now, is actually to set myself from, more enlightened, and also help with my own ignorance. So we all have lessons to learn. Okay. So God bless you, everyone.
God bless
God
you.
bless you all. Thank you. Namaste.